Well, I think it was just like, what was it like in the UK? Because you were a year older when,
I was 11 at this point.
yeah, when you
So
were,
yeah, so like I said, it was everybody had got swept up in this, and even in my rural little village that I grew up in, the kids were talking about it because it was everywhere. But this was also like a really big time for sort of lad culture in the UK, and I'm speaking to it as a bystander who was just looking in. But there were things like Loaded magazine that came out, and it was all about like laddish lifestyle. And, we had crazy tabloids, and they all covered it. So you couldn't escape it over at home. It was that in your face and that prevalent.
but can you give a little more insight into what that like lad culture means? Because I still to this day am not
Yeah.
at it.
Well, if you imagine your Oasis fan who's rocking up in their bucket hat and drinking loads of beer, and generally kind of giving their mates a lot of banter, um, looking at page three girls in the sun, going on holiday to somewhere hot and affordable with lots of fun vibes and sort of clubby music. Um, if you watch the video for Girls and Boys, that's actually a great example of what I mean by that. Um, but yeah, I think it was just
Is that
young
a
men.
is that a Ibiza in that video, or is that somewhere else?
Probably, yeah. Probably
That
Ibiza,
was
yeah.
affordable. That was easy to do.
Well, yeah, from England, it's like a 2-hour flight, and
Okay.
yeah, lots, and they catered to it as well, right? Like, because of that music, that club music at the time was definitely a big part of the scene as well that they play in Ibiza. So, yeah, I think, you know, wearing Adidas, drinking beer,
Okay, hang
really
on.
making it basic
Hang on.
now.
Okay. You,
Always said Ibiza. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think it's Ibiza.
Yeah, got yeah, see,
okay.
Paul?
But you can't see Adidas. That was weird.
Adidas.
No.
Adidas.
No. Good South.
Well, no, I don't agree with Adidas. Except, I obviously am American
But
and I grew up here, but yeah, maybe that was how the Brits pronounced it.
well, yeah,
Either
because
in jest or
Adidasla was Adidas.
And
Adolf.
nobody in the United States says it like that.
Well,
well,
uh,
just going off the
I say it.
bridging off the lad culture because that term I didn't really hear it here, but you know what term popped up and was used as an overarching label was Cool Britannia, right? Which I think was something that actually started in the late 60s, but they meaning the media, I think specifically I just have an article pulled up here. I don't know if they were the first, but Time described Cool Britannia as the mid 1990s celebration of youth culture in the UK. So maybe lad culture is a part of Cool Britannia, or maybe that's what we called it here in the States. Did you hear that name or that phrase, Cool Britannia, over in England at the time, Wayne?
I'd be lying if I said I remembered that, but now at this point, it feels like I probably must have.
Yeah.
It was definitely there because I remember seeing that magazine, The Face, or it was just called Face. But that was a British import, and it had a big. I think I remember it having like a. I think Liam was on the cover, maybe with his girlfriend. What was her name? Was it
Patty
Kensett?
Kensit?
Is it?
Yeah, and it said "Cool Britannia" on it, so it was like definitely not a thing that was assigned in the U.S. It was definitely there in the UK.
Another interesting tidbit, Ben and Jerry's in 1996 had a cool Britannia flavor, ice cream flavor. It was mixed vanilla, strawberries, and fudge covered shortbread. Ah, that sounds delicious and refreshing.
Huh. I don't remember that.
That's I did not know that.
Well, okay.